This is an invitation to gently reflect on the birth and the waters of life as lived experiences that shape how we feel, relate, and belong as part of life itself. I invite you to take a deep breath in and a longer and softer breath out. As you listen, feel gently. This is a subject of much collective and intergenerational trauma. I invite you to notice your breath. You may notice sensations in your body. You may notice places that feel open, neutral, distant, or tense. Let your body be exactly as it is. Be with who you are and feel Mother Earth underneath you, holding you. Feel the weight and gravity of your body, and you may wish to bring touch to your body for comfort and care. If anything feels like too much in this recording, it's okay to pause, look away, step back, switch off, and return later if you feel. Your nervous system matters here. Feeling safe and grounded is the only true way to have connected awareness. What I'm sharing comes from an embodied perspective, from deep listening, working closely with nervous systems, attachment patterns, and the subtle ways early experiences shape how we organize ourselves in relation to life. This is not offered as a scientific claim or a universal truth, but as a lens, one way of understanding and perceiving how disconnection and remembering move through the body, the psyche, and the collective field. Across many centuries, human birth has gradually shifted away from intuitive embodied guidance and into systems shaped by urgency, hierarchy, and external authority. In many cultures, this shift unfolded alongside patriarchal conditioning, a long history of separation from the body, from nature, and from the innate intelligence of life. I invite you to breathe in and take a slower breath out. As these systems developed, human societies increasingly moved away from choice, from agency and organic rhythm, and towards structures of control and compliance, systems that often undermine nervous system regulation rather than support it. These systems train bodies to override their own signals in order to function, perform, or survive. Most of us were born into these systems without awareness. As young children, we adapt, not because we choose to, but because belonging depends on it. Often, we do not realize that we are participating in patterns that created separation. We simply learn how to survive within them. And this is important to say, and if you can, receive with gentleness. These adaptations are not wrong. They are intelligent responses to the environments that we were born into. It is often only later, through loss, rupture, illness, awakening, or moments of deep feeling, that something begins to stir, a remembering starts, a question arises. From a nervous system and attachment perspective, the period before birth is already shaping how we orientate towards connection. The first relational field we organize through is our mother, her body, her waters, her nervous system, and the conditions that are surrounding her. When we are in the womb, we are also connected to the universal energies of life, as our brain is developing in the waters. We are in a trance state, and this trance state continues in our early years. You may have awareness how trance and hypnosis can affect behavior and beliefs. Our early relational environment informs how safety, timing, and connection are encoded in the body, and it lays the groundwork for how we later relate to ourselves, to others, and to life itself. At birth, one of the very first relational experiences we have is separation. The cutting of the umbilical cord may be necessary on a physical level, but when this separation happens without attunement, spaciousness, or nervous system support, it can be experienced as a rupture in our sense of connection to life itself. From an embodied perspective, this early separation can influence how we later relate to the feminine and to life, and as women, how safe it feels to inhabit the trust in our own wombs. When the transition is abrupt or unsupported, the nervous system may organize around disconnection, and this creates an inner fragmentation with ourself. The umbilical cord is not only a physical structure, symbolically it is the tree of life, the direct connection between body, earth, and the cosmos. It is how we were once fed, held, and connected, not only to our mother, but to the universe itself. When this cord is cut, and the separation is experienced without safety, presence, or regulation, the nervous system may begin to perceive itself as disconnected. The system can be in a state of stress that constantly needs to resource calm. From this moment on, we can unconsciously attempt to plug into other things, people, substances, systems, identities, beliefs, or behaviors, searching for the connection that was once naturally held. We can reconnect our personal centers to the universe again, using the same power of imagination as we reconnect our umbilical cord to the stars. We can do this with techniques that return us into a trance state, remembering that we were never truly separate. And this is not a mental connection. It is a complete rewiring of our nervous system to safe connection with our body's innate intuition. And this takes practice, presence, and care. We ourselves are the connection between earth and stars. Just like the tree of life, we are antennae. We hold the water of life within our cells. Water flows through everything that is alive. How we feel, see, and connect through our senses and nervous system affects all life. This is the energetics of the quantum field, and this has been proven in quantum physics. This can show us our consciousness. I invite you to take a deep and slow breath. When experiences around birth involve disruption, shock, medical urgency, or unprocessed trauma, energies related to disembodiment and disassociation can remain trapped in the unconscious field. These unintegrated experiences can affect how much of our spiritual energy fully comes into the body and how connected we are, not just with life and our senses, but with our soul potential, individually and collectively. This spiritual energy does not disappear. It exists within the collective field. It becomes unembodied, unintegrated energy held within a field that is shaped by trauma around birth. When large amounts of spiritual energy remain outside the body, both individually and collectively, it becomes a powerful creator, manifesting reality. This could be why we see so much disconnection, not only within ourselves, but within the energetic field that we all share. Why? Because the energy wants to become integrated. It wants to be seen, felt and heard. It is life force energy that wishes to land into our Mother Earth through our bodies. Inviting you to really breathe and feel Mother Earth underneath you. Timing matters deeply to the nervous system. When processes are rushed at birth, in infancy, or later in life, the body may not have the time it needs to settle, to integrate and feel safe. Repeated urgency can teach the nervous system that there is not enough space or time to remain connected, leading us to live as though life exists outside of us, rather than as something we belong to. When there is stress, disruption, or inherited trauma in the early relational field, the nervous system adapts. These adaptations are not failures, they are protective strategies. We may learn to track others' emotions for safety. We may learn to shape ourselves around what is needed rather than staying connected to what we feel and our own personal needs. Over time, these patterns can become automatic, operating before conscious thought. As a part of this adaptation, we often learn to wear masks. These masks present inauthentic versions of ourselves, aspects of our fragmented self. They are survival-based nervous system strategies, sometimes due to a lack of consciousness and avoidance of true connection. Why is true connection and authenticity often avoided? Because the brain thinks it is unsafe, and this is automatic, before thought. These false adaptations can create further disconnection in the collective field. Someone disconnected to their own feeling states can be harmful and lacking of authentic care. This has the potential to be dangerous to our personal and collective well-being. It can support us to have awareness and discernment that these false selves and the systems that have arisen because of these false selves all need something to feed on, which is not authentic nourishment. This can become a depletion to projects and people who have this authentic connection with life. True connection is found through nervous system safety. Adaptive parts lose life force energy as they are on automatic, not from intuitive soul connection. Parts become pleasing, capable, productive, unfocused, giving, or constantly doing, because the body has learned that certain ways of being reduce threat. Here is where authentic soul connection can further be lost. Over time, we may begin to relate to ourselves through effort and coping, through image, which has been named as narcissistic, rather than through embodied connection. Many of these patterns are not personal failures. They belong to long lineages of pain, grief, and disconnection, particularly disconnection from the sacred, embodied intelligence of the womb and the waters of life. In many cases, these adaptations involve carrying inherited pain as a form of belonging, or avoiding pain, leaving the energy unintegrated, where it is not transformed, and this creates distortion, where the wounding is forced onto others through abusive behaviour. It supports us to have discernment and self-care. For some, on a nervous system level, carrying what is unresolved, can function as loyalty. This makes sense, as the nervous system can be trapped in the unresolved grief of those who came before, and it can also limit our capacity to evolve, so it supports us to have awareness, to notice, to listen to what our own nervous system is doing. A huge part of the disconnect involves shame, yet another adaptation. Shame often forms very early in childhood. Shame is a young child's interpretation of powerlessness. When a child cannot change what is happening around them, the nervous system often turns inward. The conclusion becomes, I am wrong, I am bad. Pain and shame travel through the same neural pathways. Instead of feeling fully, experience collapses into self-blame, creating further disconnection from the self, from feeling and from life. I invite you to take a really deep breath here. When the nervous system turns on itself, it takes in and internalizes energy that are outside of the self. This is where generational patterns can become self-destructive. This has the effect of people being destructive to life itself. Much of this happens in the field of unconsciousness, that which we are not aware of, that which we cannot see. The unconscious is affecting the waters of life, so we can see this manifesting around us. Shaming and blaming ourselves or others is part of the same pattern. This way will not resolve the disruption in the quantum field and our connection to life itself. The way to exit this dysfunction is to grieve. And as Jung explained in his exploration of the psyche, to individuate. Through grief, we can access the life force under everything, that which we disconnected from, at our very root. There is a way, and it is to remember. The womb never forgot. It never lost its connection. What was lost was safety, the conditions needed to feel. With compassion, care, awareness, this energy can transform. From internal fragmentation and the feeling of separation, life can feel external, something to manage or consume rather than something we belong to. If we can, as all evolution through time of life has shown us, come back together, remember, we can change the waters of life. Here is where hope for a new earth can be found. From a relational and symbiotic perspective, water is not merely a resource, it is life itself. Water carries rhythm, movement, responsiveness, connection, and relationship. Everything that is alive is connected with the waters that flow through it. Water changes with our intention, and our feeling states affect the water of life. As we reconnect to the womb, something in us has the potential to remember, and to do this, it helps and supports us to build nervous system safety and have awareness of how we can do that. I invite you to feel into the potential of this. We can remember and we can connect to our own center, our belly button, creating an inner umbilical cord, a tree of life that reconnects us to the stars. With this deep centered connection and remembering, our perception can shift from fragmentation to wholeness. I invite you to imagine how life can change as women feel safe and empowered to connect with their wombs. And I invite you to take a deep breath. I invite you to look at the artwork of this video. In 2020, when the world collectively dropped into a space of not knowing, this painting came through me, painted with waters from temples around our Mother Earth. It was a time when many nervous systems were responding to uncertainty, to the loss of structure, predictability and control. And yet in that same space of not knowing, something else was emerging. We collectively saw magic from the change and from the field of inspiration. For me, in my world, this being came through me with a clear message. She said, drop into the space of not knowing. The truth is, this is the end of patriarchy. Not through force, not through opposition, but through remembering. She said, connect to your heart, because it is the healed masculine, the heart's knowing that carries truth and soul direction. When we direct ourselves from our heart, it changes all. I invite you to let that land in your body. When the heart listens to the womb with presence, we are listening to the waters of life, the feminine. This is the connection of remembering. There is no disconnect when the source of life and the universe is within us. And in these times of great change, we are remembering connection. Not first to one another, but to all parts of ourselves that were fragmented and lost. These parts have been elsewhere in another dimension of experience, no longer little children who were rejected, uncared for, unheard or unseen in a dysfunctional society. I invite you to take a breath here, to feel where those parts of yourself may be. Because each part of life force energy has been growing all this time, meeting guides, developing gifts, learning new ways of being, preparing for a new earth. And when we reconnect to the very feeling of disconnection, we find ourselves. So I invite you to feel, to drop into the not knowing, into the not having, into the space where we patiently wait rather than rush. In these spaces we meet our true self, in the feelings that were once rejected, in the things we saw and heard and forgot, and in how our nervous systems interpreted those experiences. Between the cracks of fragmentation is the truth that shines through illusions as we integrate and become whole in ourselves. We meet what was learned, and then with care and compassion, this very reconnection is the transformation. We remember that we are not separate from life, but that we are all life, and that everything that is alive is a messenger supporting us to remember. As these soul parts return, they bring medicines, they bring gifts, they bring wisdom that can only be shaped through what was lived. At this time of great change, we are birthing the new earth by bringing back the energies that were lost through disconnection. We are anchoring things that were in the other dimension. Through reconnecting to our centers, anchoring our higher self here, stars to earth, reconnecting to our womb centers and being held in safe heart's presence. These gifts now become what we embody. It is the life force energy of life and birth that comes through in each moment of truth and connection. From here, a different way of living with our earth becomes possible. Water is vision. We embody that vision and we bring it to earth with love. We breathe into this the life that we are, and this creates the fire of our authentic desire, birthing the new earth.